Hello viewers, thanks for joining me for today's video. So this is the second part of my previous video titled Easy Way of Detailing and Drawing Presentation. Like I emphasized in my previous video, that's the quickest way for me to go about my presentation is to export all this drawing individually and do the modification simultaneously. Like I have GA, foundation, floor beams, slab details, and columns. So where I stopped from my previous video, I'll continue from there. I was unable to show you how the column export is done. So I will start from there. Now, what is different from the column application plan, which is also your column layout, is the scaling. Now, if I click draw, now you can see that the scale that I have is 1:8, while for other drawings it was 1:20. The reason is that if I use 1:20, the drawing will be very tiny, which will not be visible enough for anyone to make meaningful deductions from it. So that's why 1:20 would not work in this case. So for that reason, for column layout or column application plan, you want to use ratio 1:8 or even 7 or even 5, depending on how big you want it to be. So I figured that 1:8 works fine for me, at times 1:7, depending. So if I click, then that comes out a bit bigger compared to what you get if it is higher than that. So this is what I have, which is very much more better than if the scale is higher. So this is what I have. So I'll do similar thing for the second floor. 1:7 still, 1:8, 7 is okay. So I have this, then I also do for this, and I have this. So that is my column layout. So for this also, you might want to draw the elevation. So for some, if you want to use the elevation, then you can generate it. So for this particular design, I've classified my or group my columns into 3 categories. So, and column 5, you hold down control button. Column 17 and column 21 are the 3 types that I have. So I click for first floor, for second floor, and for the roof. Then you can see this one is 1:5. Then the option that you want to generate column through story, then you have that, and then you have this. So this is the column. Now for some, if you want to use this for your presentation, then you have to understand how the setting works. So which means that you have to do the setting for this particular column right from Prota Structure, or you come to setting here and do setting and parameter for your column category based on the detailing and the scale and everything. So you have to make sure that you pick the setting that best suits your preference when it comes to presentation purpose. Like I've mentioned in the previous video, for me, I don't use this. So this is what I used, which is consistent with our practice here in my country here. So this is what I have, which I have done previously. So it's just for me to pick, copy it and drop it here, then edit the information to suit the particular project I can, based on the height, based on the reinforcement, based on the section. So I also have this section drawn here. So I've actually made the modification and everything as regards this drawing. I've done that here. So this section, yeah, like I said, I've done it before. So if you want to pick this section as well, it can still work for you and serve in this case, whichever best suit your taste, you can modify to suit. So but for this particular illustration, this is the column that I edited, and it's part of my presentation. You can see the drawing here, so you can see the column and column layout and the elevation here. So let's continue. Then also maybe you want to generate the bending schedule floor by floor, so you have it and you can get the information here if you want the bending schedule, or if you want the tonnage of the reinforcement required on your material schedule or your bill of quantity, whichever case applies. Then you can now export. I do export, and I export it to AutoCAD. I override the previous drawing one so that I can have the latest one I want to work with. So okay, this drawing is still showing because I've done something here. So let me close this particular drawing and do the export again. Export so that it can override that particular one. So override it. Okay, then I click continue. Then this is what we have. So this is what comes from Prota Detail. After twerking and twisting and editing and modifying, then we have something like this. I think I exported this based on scale 1 to 8, and this one is 1 to 7. You can see that this one is a bit bigger. Whatever works for you is fine. So quickly you can also modify this. Select similar. You want to reduce the line weight to 0. Probably you want to change this. Excuse me. Then for me, I always delete this. Select similar. Then I delete. Then I want the axis label to be a bit bigger. You do select similar, quick property. We are on 400, 420, 450. Within that range is fine. Then this, I want it to select similar. I want to move it away from that particular detail. Then I want to make this big. Select similar, quick property. Maybe I want to make it 150, 150, 180. Depends. So this one is overlapping. I want to do select similar and move it. Okay, so then I want to make this bigger as well. Select similar, quick property. I want to make this 120 or even 150. Okay, then I want to move this. I do select similar. I want to move it. I move. So you can see that as I'm making changes to one, all is being done simultaneously. So I won't have to work on one and work on the other. So you can have this. Then you can have dimension. You want to put dimension. I can match property from my previous drawing. I go here, I do. So it's coming out fine. Then I want to continue the dimension. Okay, so the layout is there. So probably I do select similar as well. For this, I want to copy this dimension to the next drawing, and if you notice, you can see that this one will not align because the column has shifted. Now, quick observation, part of why I came about using scale 1 to 8 is that you will have some cases whereby the columns will be off some grids, so you don't want a drawing that will be too big and kind of in appearance you are wondering, okay, how this thing is. So based on my experience, based on uh, different ways and method that I've tried, I kind of stick with 1:8 to work for me most times, which is what I have here. And if you look at it very well, that you can see that there, yeah, it's still closer, but at least this makes more sense to me. So that's why I stick with 1:8 instead of something lower that will be more bogus kind of. So you can quickly clean up the dimension for this end, copy, and you have it. So you do the same here. Then you can copy whatever you have here and still put it here, so your arrangement is fine. Then, like I said, I picked the elevation from previous drawing that I've done, then I drop it there and modify to suit the current situation. So this is what I have. So that is that for column. Then for floor beam, I did explain the process. When I export the floor beam, I'll first of all delete all the sections from it, then make the modification just as you are seeing it here for the different levels. Then after that, I will export another one and delete all this and make modifications to the section. So once I'm done, I will now copy the section and come and drop it in the modification that I did, which is only for beam, and drop it here. So this is what you have. So for this, I can quickly explode it and have something like this, probably increase the scale. So the eventual output will look like this. So which is my floor beam here, then my section here, the next floor beam here, my section here, then the next floor beam here, my section here. So that is how that works for me. And I've run through foundation in my previous video, same as GA, and this is slab also. And you can see that for slab, I've copied the staircase that I've detailed previously, and based on the result that I have from Teclated after, like if I recalculate this particular stair design again, so you can see I put the information as required based on the architectural dictates for that particular drawing. So I put the info, then my result comes out. The riser, I think, is 150 if I remember correctly, and I think it was 225 waste that's passed. I think this was 300. Next, okay, back. I think you landing. For my landing, I have 150, 150. So you can have your design, then you select your material appropriately as you would execute. Then this is the loading tree. So whatever, you get your information, then you edit your drawings as required, the spacing. So I have the reinforcement, the main reinforcement 16 dia at 175 spacing. So I did the editing like the detailing has already been done, so it's just for me to edit the reinforcement and make adjustment where possible, where necessary. So all these things, the bar mark, everything is already fixed from here, so everything works with minimal work. Then I have this for my presentation. So this is the slab, this is the section, and this is the staircase section. This section that is coming from Prota will might not be like this. So I'm the one that rotated all this. What will be coming will be kind of like in the Y direction. So I edit to suit so that it will look like what you are seeing here. Then I put the distribution bar as well, because from Portal you will not have the distribution bar, so I put it in the section myself. And same thing I put in the detail reinforcement, slab reinforcement detail as well. So this is what I have. Then when you are done with that, okay, I want to abort this. Okay, I minimize this. So if you are done with that, then when I start printing, you can see I have page 0, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5. So I print all these this drawing individually like that with their page number. Once that is done, I'll make it PDF 11 like that. So that is what you have. So you have all the page number here. So once that is done, I combine these pages by selecting all, and I combine it with Acrobat, so which is the final product that I have here, the full complete drawing, everything combined in PDF from page 1 to 21. You have this, I have a prepared general note already, so I edit to suit as well for that particular situation. So I have this. Then this is the 3D export that I get from Prota Structure. Depending, you can have this. Then I have my drawings in this way. So from page to page to the last page. So that is my drawing, and I will just take this for printing. Then if I have a bill of quantity that goes with it, I will also print that. Pending schedule that comes with it, I will also arrange that as well and print. Then I also have my report, so I export the report as well individually. So I have the beam design report, I have the column design report, I have the slab design report, I have the stairs design report. So I combine this also in PDF and I merge them, and I also send it for printing as well as my calculation sheet. Then I create a cover letter for it as well. I'm waiting for this. So this is my beam result. So I have the sheet. So all this also, if you don't have Acrobat, try and get Acrobat. You can combine all this in PDF in one go. You say you want to combine with in Acrobat. So this can be combined at once with the PDF. Wait for it. Since it's from Microsoft Word, it will first of all convert the Microsoft Word to PDF before it combines. So that's why it's taking a little while. So yes, this is it. So I can just merge all the report as once. I think footing is missing, so I have to generate result for footing from product detail, like I mentioned earlier. I have three types of footing. already. So plan at this level 0. So I have three types of footing, which is 1.5 by 1.5, 1.250 by 1.250, and this combined footing. So I will print the result for the three and attach to my calculation sheet and combine everything in Acrobat, and my calculation sheet is ready. So that is my final part on this easy detailing. I hope it's helpful for someone out there. I hope it simplifies your documentation. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment if you have any observation, or if you have any question. I will be glad to answer or respond. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now, and compliment of the season.